Hello, YouTube. It is Saturday night, and we're going to play a little bit of Phantasy Star Online. So you might notice my throat is a little bit hoarse. Sorry, that's why I've been staying off for the last little while. I don't know what's going on. It's just that season, I suppose. But maybe we can resolve that with a good old moose head, one of Canada's finest. Cheers. But yeah, I've been up to a lot of things. More like the thing I've mostly been preoccupied with recently is my PSP. Now, a few weeks ago, I think I showed you guys the PSP 2000 that I found at a thrift store. And there was a couple things wrong with it. First, the battery was exploded. So I ordered another battery off of eBay. Then that battery didn't work. So I ordered another battery off of eBay. And that one actually worked pretty well. And after I gave it a full charge, it has about an 8-hour battery life, which is pretty impressive. And I had to get a new charger for it. I thought I'd probably use a charger around the house, and I had things that were close to the specs, but not really close enough. You can generally go over in amperage, but you don't want to go under, and you definitely don't want to go over in voltage. So I was kind of stuck there, and also for the things that I wanted to do with it, I was a little bit limited, and what I wanted to do is mostly use it as an emulator. So the ones that I had came with 2 gigabyte Sony Memory Pro Duo sticks. I don't know if they go any higher. I think they go up to about 8 or something like that, but regardless, it gets pretty pricey even at 8 gigabytes. So I ended up buying one of the adapters for it, and I got a 128 gigabyte micro SD card, class 10. So it's got a pretty good read rate and everything like that. And yeah, I've been playing around with it. And I think in previous streams, I've always said that the 3DS is my favorite console. And yes, it's a great console. It's got some really great first party titles, and it, I like the fact that it's backwards compatible. And one of the other things I really liked about it was how easy it was to use the R4 card and put on your emulators. But the emulators that you could put on it were sort of limited. You can use a custom firmware for the 3DS, but from what I understand, I've never tried it, and it can brick your system, so I didn't really play around with it too much. And I still use the eShop on my 3DS, so I don't necessarily want to play around with it too much. Whereas the PSP, it's been discontinued, it's no longer supported. So at this point, you really have nothing to lose. Even if you get it internet ready, you can't even access the PlayStation Store anymore. So it's it's definitely a dead console. But the custom firmware that you actually install on it, in case you haven't tried it already, I'm sure most of you had. I'm always late to the game on these things. It's pretty interesting. So it's not a permanent fix. What ends up happening is you make sure that you've upgraded to the latest firmware on your PSP, which is 6.61, I believe. And then you flash the PSP with the custom firmware, and that'll last until you turn it off. And then when you turn your PSP back on, you can do one of two things. You can flash it again, or you can do fast recovery, which is just a little bit quicker than flashing again. If you were to flash it again, it generally takes about 45 seconds. And if you do fast recovery, it reboots your system in about 25 to 30 seconds, which isn't too bad. I've read some forums when I was doing my research that said it was a bit of an inconvenience, but I mean, it's 30 seconds and then you're good to go. But I was blown away by how many different emulators that you can install, and primarily, like, my big thing that I wanted to use this for was as a PlayStation 1 emulator on the go. I did see that you can emulate some other systems too that were a little bit more high-end, like things that I couldn't really support on the 3DS. You could support, I guess, if you use custom firmware for the 3DS, you can support like a PS1 emulator. But then again, you have to put in the custom firmware, and I just wasn't interested in doing that. But this is really easy. So, I've got my PSP turned on like this, and all you do is, see if we can go over here together, scroll down to memory stick, and you can see that I've got 95 gigabytes still available. It's actually kind of overkill. And then you just go down to fast recovery like that. Let's see if I can put it on an angle that you guys can actually see right there. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. Hopefully it'll reboot, and there we go. So it's rebooting back to the main splash screen, except now it's running the custom firmware. So what that allows you to do actually is just play all of your different emulators. So then you just click on memory stick again, and you can see that I have the Super Nintendo emulator, which actually surprisingly has been the one that's giving me the most problems. But the games that I was most interested in were playing the PS1 games, particularly the games I've never finished. Believe it or not, I've never finished Final Fantasy VII, despite having it since release. The PC Engine emulator is really good. What else do we got here? This one, the Lynx emulator, was giving me a bit of problems. It's called Handy PSP. Scrolling through all my PS1 games. What else do we got here? We had a couple near the bottom. Master Boy, so that's for your Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, and that works really well. I haven't had any problems with that. Pico Drive, so that's a really interesting emulator. So that'll emulate all of your Sega Master System, Sega Game Gear, Sega CD of all things, and Sega Genesis. So, and I was surprised at how easy the Sega CD games loaded. Like, the much easier than using my my recall box, my Raspberry Pi recall box. The Nestor J, which is the Nintendo emulator, no problems there. And then I just had another Sega Master System emulator, which I'll probably delete because I moved everything to Pico Drive. But yeah, everything looks really fantastic on it. I was surprised. No real problems, I guess, because it's running off of flash memory. All those CD games seem to run a little bit smoother, actually. So yeah, I was super impressed with how well that worked and how easy it was to actually put the firmware on. So something else I ran into recently was I couldn't pass it up. It was for $20, but I found a PSP 3000 right here, which is more or less identical in terms of hardware to the PSP 2000. I was having a bit of difficulty initially flashing it, but it works as well. And again, it was $20, so I figured, hey, why not pick it up and have an extra one? There's the only downside to the PSP 2000, and it's so minimal, is that I found like one little dead pixel in the very bottom right. But it's what most of the games I've been playing have actually just been emulators. So because they're emulators and they're from systems that used to use the 4:3 aspect ratio, you actually never even notice it. And, you know, I'll probably get into playing some PSP games. I know they had a couple of cool releases, but yeah, just really cool to find that. So anyways, I will quit blabbing for now. Let's go to the main gaming screen and let's hit power and see who we can find online tonight. So let's get into the chat. Who do we got on tonight? Hey, welcome aboard, everyone. All right, so we got some people in the chat. We got some people watching. Hopefully, we've got some other players to play with. So I've been slowly been unzipping my my Dreamcast games that I downloaded. Now these are all the pure rips, so there's nothing removed from them or anything like that. Unfortunately, the way they unzip it's kind of a pain in the ass. When you unzip them, they don't unzip to a folder. So say it's Phantasy Star Online, it doesn't unzip to the Phantasy Star Online folder. It just unzips it all into the root directory. So I've got to constantly make a folder, which means I can't mass unzip everything, because otherwise everything just turns into this big glob of bin files, and it's completely unusable. So it is taking me a little while. Fortunately, the Dreamcast library isn't that huge, so you know, it's slow going, but it won't take forever, because really there's only about 256 games that were released in North America officially. So, and I'll put a couple of the PAL exclusives on there, of course, the ones that I don't already have, and a few of the Japanese exclusives that are playable. But most likely I will add a lot of the hacks, and those ones won't even be as big, they'll probably be the ISOs that you can find on Emu Paradise, and those ones have the translations and stuff like that. I don't think there's any pure rips with translations. So, all right, who do we got here? Celia, nobody. Vega, nobody. Altamira, oh my goodness. It is going to be a quiet night in Pioneer. I'm going to have to put a shout out to my good friends over at the Facebook group and say, guys, what's going on? Alright, so I'm going to quickly type in to the Facebook group and see if we can get games started. Otherwise, oh hey, we've got some players already. Cool. Alright, let me just let everybody know I'm playing. Hey guys, I'm in game now. Cool. Alright, and there is Scree. That's not Kuroheim. Hey, hey. I was mistaken. Alright, and they seem to have gone into a quest, so let's go and check that out. Oh, no, they didn't go into a quest. I was mistaken. Oh, wait. Where are they jumping around to? We got ghosts on this old lobby. Alright, let's see if they started a team. Organized team. Join team. X. Ultimate. Cool. Works for me. Yeah, I think there's only about 250 North American games, and yeah, the Master System collection is quite small. I think I might have mentioned in the past, I used to have a Master System, and it had 33 really good titles with it, and I picked it up for next to nothing, and kind of kicked myself afterwards for selling it, but the price I picked it up for, and I really wasn't interested in collecting for another system at that point. I just had to sell it and put the money towards other things. But yeah, you know, I had like 2 copies of Wonder Boy 3 and, you know, Fantasy Zone rather. Yeah, just a bunch of really cool games, but it is what it is, and I can emulate those games anyways, so it's not the end of the world. What did you feel like playing tonight? Quest or run? Maybe others will join. Okay, where did our friend Kuromori go? Are they in the shop? Okay, not a problem. Okay, no prob. So it doesn't sound like Kuromori is going to be here very long. So let's get our mag out in the meantime. Because I'm pretty sure we put it away. It's 5 a.m. Yeah, you're about due. Okay, here, we'll grab this one. Wonder what they're testing. What? Very curious. I wonder if it's for Phantasy Star. Okay, so what are you testing? Item. Mag. Okay, let's equip it first. Here we go. And I think we got full... Do we have enough? Network capture. What's that about? Very curious. So is this Sir Tessalot? What will it do? Such as... Ah, cool. Is this for the server? Okay. What do you plan to do with results? I'm very curious about this person's only PC and Cube for now. Ah, okay. So you're on PC. Gotcha. So this won't affect us because we're playing on Dreamcast, but this is more for PC users. So that's good to know. All right, I'm going to quickly check over to the Facebook group, see if anybody's actually jumping on, but it appears as though it's going to be kind of quiet. I'm on DC, so I don't have all the features of PC. I suppose it probably will never be something I can use, right? Oh, interesting. Okay, well, let's keep in touch with this person. I don't think I've ever actually seen them online before, so this is kind of new. I don't know if they work with Sir Tesserlot or not. Maybe I should probably ask them. Are you working with Sir Tesserlot on this? Or is this just a private deal? Or just a hobby thing? There we go. That's you are pretty dedicated. Sorry, just looking back at the chat here. So the server I'm using is it's already pretty useful state for me. Cool. The server that I use is Silverant, and I use that primarily because there's a lot of Dreamcast users. C mode. Sorry, I'm still pretty naive. Ah, you know what? I've never tried C mode before. I hear the games last 5 to 6 hours. So this person is quite interesting to chat with. Okay, I missed that chat. Yeah, okay, so chat log window. We can do C1, I suppose. Okay, let's just follow this person here and see what happens. Yeah, so I use primarily Silverant. Now there is the Shithack server, but that has a lot of GameCube users, and I just don't really like it. It's not really useful for me because I can't play with GameCube users, but it does have PC users as well, which you can play with. It's just I enjoy Silverant. I just find it's more DC friendly. In terms of the setup, now you can go two ways. You don't necessarily have to go the broadband adapter way, which I'm using right now. You can actually just go and get a DreamPi setup. So if you're not, sounds good. So if you're not familiar with how that works, I suggest going to DC Live and checking it out. It's a pretty cheap setup, and it plays with all the games that are currently available online. And with my particular Dreamcast setup, you might have noticed that when I started it up, it looked a little bit different in the screen. I'm using a USB GD-ROM instead of the optical drive. And the reason I did that was just because it's available. Why not? I have a lot of games. It just saves a bit of the wear and tear on my my Dreamcast games, and I do have quite a few extra Dreamcast and Dreamcast parts and things like that. So you know, it allows me a little bit more flexibility. I can fit all of the games in North America basically at this point on one Dreamcast stick, and yeah, then I'm all set. So, oh hey, what's going on with this mag here? My Choo Choo mag, did it evolve? No, level 1. Ah, okay, I get what's going on here. Challenge mode, so you start off at nothing. That's right, you just kind of got to build your character up. I recall how this works. It's not fun. I think Kuroheim was telling me about it. So the idea is that you start off at level 1, you just grind. And I guess that's why it takes such a long time to play, because you basically got to build your character up enough that they can beat falls from starting at a level 1 player all the way up to whatever it takes to beat falls. So, you know, if you're an experienced player and you know how to build your mag and stuff like that, you'll probably get there pretty quick. But personally, me, that still is fairly naive when it comes to this game. It's going to be a slow run. Let's just see what happens exactly. He said 15 minutes, so I don't know if that means he's got 15 minutes to do this run. And that's it, or if the challenge will take 15 minutes. And I'm dead, so I guess that means I'm out of the game? No, I guess I'm still in the game. Very curious about how this is all going to turn out, I gotta be honest. In terms of what you probably need to get started too, is that definitely need a functioning Dreamcast. And even if you don't have a functioning Dreamcast, the things that generally fail on it are fairly easy to fix. So oftentimes you're going to have let's just use that kit material while we're here. Oftentimes you're going to have things like the optical drive failing, and believe it or not, that's not the worst thing that can happen. It's pretty simple to repair. All you need to do is just take off the back, and there's a little brass screw that connects to the laser, and all you have to do is realign that with a Phillips head screwdriver. Hey. Tag him? Cool. Oh shit. Okay. Sorry, I guess he was trying to instruct me to stand on that pad and I wasn't paying attention. And I'm dead again. Holy oh, and I guess that's it. I'm done. Well, fuck me. Sorry. My first time. Alright, so it appears as though our friend left the game. Alright, well, I guess that means we're done. Well, they said they were only going to have 15 minutes anyway, so it's understandable. Challenge failed. Alright. Now, I did hear you can get some pretty interesting weapons in challenge mode, but it does take quite a long time. I seem to remember hearing that CM is pretty difficult. Thanks for showing me. Later, amigo. Alright, cool. So, Kuromori. Interesting individual. Cool. Hello, Draven. Wanna start a team? I'll follow you. Okay, cool. So we'll let Draven start a team and then we'll jump into their game. Alright, so we're going to let them start up their game. Yeah, I actually have looked at the BBA for the GameCube. Now, from what I understand, because you can play GameCube games on the Wii, and the Wii is, straight out the gate, internet, it's capable to connect to the internet over broadband, you can just play Phantasy Star Online episodes 1 and 2 on the GameCube and still connect to the servers. Again, don't quote me on it, but that's what I'm led to believe. Now, the disc for that game I think is about $100 at the moment, which is just way out of my price range. A Wii is going to cost me, fingernail clippings. Like, they give those things away. There's so many of them out there. They're so cheap. And from what I understand, most of them are still pretty functional. So, I don't know. I would kind of like to try to check it out, but more for just a curiosity. I don't think I would ever start playing it. I've had lots of GameCube related things in the past, and I've never stuck with it. Sure, sounds good. But I do know it's a really good version of the game. Some people have told me it's actually superior to the Dreamcast version. But, the Dreamcast version is only going to cost you between $15 and $25, depending on condition. And a Dreamcast, up until recently, you can still find them fairly cheap. Oftentimes, I'll find them maybe once a year, kind of out in the wild, and generally about $20. Some of them are in better condition than others. But look on eBay. Sometimes you can find ones that say they need to have them repaired, and the repairs actually aren't that complicated. So, alright, let's read this. First of all, don't ask me who I am. Oh, I think we're doing a mop-up. I only want hunters to accomplish this particular quest. Now let me explain what I want you to do today. Go down to the forest around the dome, eliminate all the monsters until no more appear. There will be almost an endless stream. Okay, so we're doing Endless Nightmare. Cool. Be careful. Yep, let's do it. Endless Nightmare. Well, just EN, I guess. Alright, where is our friend? Did they jump already into the game? Let's check it out. Okay, so here we go. I guess here goes nothing. So Forest and Endless Nightmare. So I have a feeling that Kuroheim does a lot of these challenge mode games because they seem to find some pretty cool pretty cool weapons. No prob. I'm sure we'll figure each other out without a hitch. Smiley face. Alright, cool. So let's follow Draven. And I do have my mag on me still. Excellent. I knew that I took it out in the last game, but they also replaced my mag with something else. So I wasn't quite sure if that meant it by default went back to the bank, but obviously not. And this player here is fucking taking names, so that's good. It's good to know that I'm playing with somebody pretty strong, and they've obviously buffed me, so that's going to make the game much easier for me, because as we all know, my character is not the best. And it appears as though Draven has a cool mag with what looks like angel wings. Cool. Let's do it. Crow wings, maybe? Eric Draven, the crow? Man, look at that. I figured it out, guys. Good stuff. I'd like to find a mag, or at least grow a mag that had some cooler attributes than, you know, the one that I have. Obviously, the Choo Choo mag is what it is. It's the Choo Choo mag. But I'd like to find another rare mag at some point and try to build it up and make it look a little bit cooler. I've been contemplating starting another character for such a long time, but I just never got around to it. It's just at this point to start another character, I just don't want to put in that much time when I'm already over 100. Now that being said, now that I understand the game a little bit better, it might be fun to start from scratch and just kind of go through the whole process of, you know, starting off with basically nothing and you know, building up your character based on, you know, your interactions with other players and just kind of the luck of the draw of what you collect. Sometimes that's fun, but I would like to try a tech user. This is the only player I've ever created, and it's the only player I've ever used, so I haven't really had an opportunity to experiment with much tech, and it looks like it's a lot of fun, especially up to a point. USB, actually. The SD mod is near impossible to get. Yeah, so if you're debating what kind of, you know, of any good USB or SD, yeah, I'll post a link in the description. There's basically one guy that does the USB mods. It's some guy out of Russia, I can't remember his name. But he goes by Nemo. And yeah, I'll post a link. He goes by, I think it's like this. Yeah, I think that's how you spell his name. Pretty reliable. He's been making these for years. His communication with customers isn't great, but he delivers. And you can't really expect much more than that. I mean, the guy kind of took his time responding to emails, and then when he did respond to emails, it was 1 to 2 word answers. Now, granted, English isn't this person's first language, so it's kind of unfair for me to expect them to respond in English very thoroughly. But, you know, he had a timeline set up, and he delivered on the timeline. He didn't send the package tracked, but I also didn't request it to be tracked either, because it would have cost a fortune. And yeah, it arrived safe and sound, and it works perfectly, so I have no complaints. It's just one of those things where he's been a name in the scene for a while, and I really had no reason to not trust the person. But at the same time, when you're putting up that much money, because it cost me about, oh geez, it was close to $200 Canadian to ship. And you're also paying that through PayPal, friends and family, so if things don't arrive, you're on the hook. But fortunately, regardless of, you know, not really communicating and not proving in or providing any proof of shipment or anything like that, you know, he came through, so that's all you can really ask for. And again, this guy's been doing it for quite some time, so he's not really in the market to be giving himself a bad reputation within the Dreamcast community. Makes a lot of sense for him to kind of keep providing the good customer service, and you know, it's kind of a niche market, right? You don't really want to be a person with a reputation that's not following through with their orders or anything like that. I know that there's a big issue with the SD card reader, only because it's nearly impossible to get. The guy who makes it in very small quantities. You have to subscribe to his blog, and when he releases, you know, unless you have an RSS feed going and you're on your computer all the time, he runs out of pre-orders within minutes. The odds of you actually being able to get a pre-order are pretty slim, but you know, I guess some people get it. Obviously, it's a product that does move, and I have seen people use them in real time. You can buy them from third-party resellers on eBay, but it's not worth it. The SD reader mod, if you buy it direct, it's going to cost you close to $200 again, a little bit cheaper actually. But since it goes out of stock so quickly, people take advantage of that. They buy it with the total intention of reselling. And then I see them on eBay already installed into Dreamcast. They're trying to ask for things like upwards of $500 to $600 for a product that they probably only spent about 130 bucks on. And clearly, you know, because of the nature of the way they're selling it, you can tell that they're just buying to resell, which is really unfortunate because the community is so small and the people interested in that particular mod really, you know, they're dedicated Dreamcast fans. So it would be nice that these products get into the hands of the real fans rather than the scalpers, but you know, I guess that's the nature of the biz, right? Oh, yes, way back in the day. Okay, wait. There he is, right there. Perfect. You know what? The odds of me getting to 200, it's so hard to tell. Like, I've been playing this game with this character for about a year and a half now, and I'm at level 111, which, you know, you'd think that means that, yeah, sure, I'd reach level 200 one day. But from what I understand from Kurlheim, the jump between level 190 and level 200 is intense. Like, the amount of XP that you have to get to those levels is so high that, you know, for a person that's more or less a casual player, I'm definitely not as hardcore as some other people. It's going to be a long, hard road. But that being said, I'm in no rush, guys. I can play this game for as long as I want and take as long as I want. You know, I've got the rest of my life. So, who knows? I might end up there at level 200 one day. It's probably unlikely, but you never know. I might be in my early 40s at that point. 187k. Yeah, I'm pretty far off from my next level up. Alright. Yes, I know. Trying to tag. This person is pretty quick. They, been making pretty short work of a lot of these monsters. Oh, I think he... I'm not sure if they want me to wait and just wait for the creatures to come under that, or if they want me to actually take them out. So maybe I should have probably conversed with my partner before I just took them all down, and he was shooting from behind. Hard to tell. Ah, come on. Alright, cool, so they can bring me back. I know it escaped all on me, but I don't know if I used it in the last game or not. Alright, so where are we going? Oh, interesting. No prob. It happens. Alright, cool. So my partner here has buffed me, so actually, you know what? We gotta feed our mag, guys. We are really bad at not feeding our mag. Look at him. He's already down to 21. He's an unhappy little mag. The good thing about this particular controller setup is that since I have the heavy attack on my B button, that's also the cancel button too when I'm in the middle of you know, upgrading, like, you know, if I'm going to use any kind of specific like materials or anything like that, which means when I cancel out, I automatically cancel out to firing my heavy attack, which is, I think it's a pretty decent button attack, because before my heavy attack used to be my A button, and the part about that sucks is it's also your pickup button. Or actually, the heavy attack wasn't my A button, my special attack was. So the issue with the special attack being the A button is, with this particular S rank button, the attributes are so unpredictable that I don't necessarily want to use it all the time, if at all. And that would mean if I was trying to pick up an item, I'd also be hitting the special attack on my weapon, which could, you know, do insta death on my partner. It could debuff me and my partner. It could buff the enemy. So you just never know. It's 11 p.m. Oh wow. What? This person is dedicated. Cool. Well, we'll do this mop up here, or not mop up, rather. We'll do this endless nightmare, and then we'll. Nice. Well, I appreciate it. So I wonder where our partner's playing from. Where are you playing from? So 5 Spain. Oh wow. All the way. See, now this is the interesting part about the Silverant server. So this person is playing in Spain. We're playing on the Dreamcast. Now, okay, let's see if we can fix this. Person is playing from Spain on the Dreamcast on a third-party server. You know, almost 2 decades after the Dreamcast went bust. And look at, there's like no lag in our communication, nothing. Like, this is flawless. So it just speaks for how well this server is maintained, that there's no lag between me and my partner playing on other sides of the world. And it's like a regular, like, you would think this is couch co-op with how seamless right now we're playing. Alright, we could always use some Meseta. And let's tag this guy too, take him out. Well, there does seem to be quite a bit of people in Europe that play it. Now, I don't know what the cellular or broadband infrastructure is like in Spain, but obviously it's holding up pretty well. Are you using DreamPi? Oh, obviously they are. Oh, cool. Glad it helped. Let me go. PC Wizard? No, I do not know Spanish. I failed Spanish, actually. Not very well, but I try. I took a... Oh yeah, so PC made them. So I guess he's probably using the USB fax modem. Are you using the new USB modem? So I guess our friend Draven didn't use our guide to put it together, but probably used it to connect, which is cool. Yeah, he does good work. So anyways, I took Spanish as a liberal arts course in university. And unfortunately, every partner that I picked to practice with dropped out. So, you know, particularly with language studies, you really want to have a consistent partner. And that's because without a consistent partner, you're not going to get comfortable with the language. You're going to be constantly falling behind. Right there is where we want to go, I think. Here we are. Cool. So yeah, we'll take out these guys, and then after we take out these guys, we can hopefully open up one of those warps, and then the warp will probably take us to the 3rd level. And yeah, after the 3rd level, I don't know if we, because this is an endless nightmare quest, I'm not sure if after the 3rd level we end up going to the dragon, or if we end up just finishing the game. Pretty confident that we just end up finishing. It actually might even finish here. It looks like it might be the end of the line. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so we're going to go in here, and here's a warp. Sweet. I don't know if that means we have to be on another pedestal somewhere. Oh, shit. Come on, freeze trap. Can I get out of here? Nope. Alright, well, maybe we can... Okay, so we want to get over... Man, this sucks. Okay, so... Came through that warp. Where is the other pad? Now I'm a bit lost. Is it over? No, okay, he's gonna come in and jump in and help out. Okay, cool. I am kind of getting lost in terms of where I'm supposed to go. I assume we're supposed to stand on that pad, and there's another pad somewhere else that we're supposed to stand on, but I could not see it. I know that in the regular version of this quest, there's a warp, the warp that we actually just came out of. Brings us down to a lower level that is actually on the other side of that gate, but it appears as though this is a bit different. And we're really going to need to feed our mag again too, else we're going to be in rough shape. Item pack. Mag. Choo-choo. Give item. Okay. Come on. Uh-oh. Alright, we should probably try to cancel out of this actually. Ah, come on. Right now we're on an endless nightmare quest. So I think after we get through those gates, that's going to be the end of it. But don't quote me on it. Again, I haven't done this particular endless nightmare, so... Okay, did I end up getting my weapon? Yes. Okay, sweet. Lesson learned, guys. Don't take a break in Endless Nightmare to feed your mag. It's not worth it. Okay, and I'm not taking any of these guys. Damn. My partner's quite quick. Their weapon is quite strong, so what that means is that they're finishing it off before I can even complete a shot. Okay, good. We're taking all these guys now, so hopefully that'll end some problems. We might actually be finished after this. But clearly. Oh, there we go. We beat it. Now, I did die a few times, so that's really gonna impact our stats, but good game. Yeah, it's an easy quest. Very familiar sort of map. There's, you know, unlike the ruins, which I really love, you also find some really cool stuff. You know, it's kind of nice to have a map that's pretty easy to breeze through. You can't really get too lost. Alright, so is there anything here that we need? Okay, well, let's see if there's anything fun in these chests. Dye fluid, soul atomizer, king frame. Nope. Alright, anything over here that is interesting? Absolutely not. Alright, well, I guess we're going back to Pioneer. Let's talk to our person here. Let's see what they say. Okay, well done. Go to the guild counter to get the reward. Sounds good. All maxed out. Thanks. Yeah, unfortunately I can't use any of those guys anymore. I think I can only use HP at the moment. Oh, I think I know who Mahallion Thundercross is. Yes, this is what I do on Saturday night. Okay, sell. Mono grinder. Now the cave? Okay, cool. Alright, so we are going to need to withdraw some Meseta and buy some more Trimates. The Mahallion Thundercross. What is worse? The person that's doing this on a Saturday night? Or the person who's watching their brother do this on a Saturday night? Yeah, that's it, people. Mahallion Thundercross may or may not be my brother. So, truth is out. Inventory is full. Okay, I didn't realize that I maxed that out already. Okay, cool. Okay, let's deposit all this stuff. Alright, good enough. So, where did our partner go? Okay, they're out actually. They left the game completely. Okay, so let's go back to the lobby. Let's first get our reward. Unfortunately, it's just going to be, I think it's going to be like 10,000 Meseta, nothing that we can really use. Oh, well, 12,000. Okay, I maxed out my photon points. I'm going to have to talk to Kuroheim and figure out what that NPC I'm supposed to speak with is, that I can use the photon points to upgrade my weapons. Okay. MX Doom. Hey, cool. Doom's playing. Hey, hey. Okay, where did... Let's see if we can join a team. Okay, YouTube, UGB, so there's clearly another player in there still. And Doom is... Okay, join team. Hopefully Doom will join us. I wonder if they're streaming on Twitch as well. Alright, so... There we go, there's Draven. Are they at the counter? No, they're not. Okay, so I wonder where they're hanging out. They're probably in Forest, maybe? Or maybe they're still in the shop. There we go, there's Draven. Alright, so let's go to the counter. I'm not sure if Doom is going to jump in or not. Alright, let's find out what they want to do. Nope, I'm good. Just wondering if Doom is joining. Here, let's message. Let's go to the guild card. Choice search. Any... Oh, Kuroheim's in game too. Send mail. Feel like doing some endless nightmare. Well, actually, we should probably just spell it. Endless nightmare. Or something. I just sent a message to Kuroheim. Alright, so we'll give Kuroheim a second to reply. Oh, cool, they're joining. Let's find out what they want to play. So Ryan, what stuff is not working? Is it just your Dreamcast, or is it the actual DreamPi setup that you have? Cool, so we got 3 players now. Hola. So while we are waiting to see if Kuroheim wants to join a quest, I just want to show off one cool thing. So let's just let them get themselves settled, and maybe we'll see if they want to, which quest they want to play. Any quest that you want to play, Kuro? In the meantime, let's go over to the guild counter. Okay, and I'm going to show you one cool pickup. So I showed you the PSPs that I got, and they all work beautifully. But this is something that I've wanted for such a long time, and I showed you last week the book set that I got. But this is something that I've wanted for such a long time, and it's always really been out of my price range because it goes for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I just can't justify spending $500 to $600 on a record. So they just finally re-released this. It's a fantastic soundtrack to a fantastic movie, and it completely complements my book set. But it's the re-release LP of the Akira soundtrack. Double gatefold, heavy, 180 gram vinyl. I've been listening to it virtually non-stop since I picked it up. I believe Thursday. I've let it play through at least 6 times. It's fantastic. I love it. Even like, I don't know, you listen to it and you can just picture all the scenes of the movie in your head, and it's not the most, you know, it's not the most friendly soundtrack at times, but consolation prize. Curious, what's that? It does get pretty aggressive and stuff like that in parts. Sure, what is it? Now I'm curious, what's the consolation prize? But it's fantastic, especially the last track, or last half of it. Oh cool, it's a Dreamcast mag. Dreamcast mag. Nice. Cool, well let's grow that thing. Nice. Let's see what it if it's been perked up at all. So Dreamcast mag 000. Okay, cool. So that is oh, cool. Very cool. Very cool. Was that if you registered for the event? You know what it probably is? Open up your controller, clean off the pads, and you can buy this stuff called remote repair, and it's basically like a carbon sort of paint that you put on the bottom of the pads, and that's probably it. Otherwise, look for where the ribbon cable connects to the actual PCB. There could be some rubber that's pressing against it, and it could have gone loose. Just build that up with a bit of electrical tape so you've got a nice tight fit, and that should solve all your problems. The controllers are typically pretty easy to fix, so I didn't register this year because my serial is out of date, or not out of date, is not legit. I have a legit serial now, but it's not registered to this character. Thanks, I really appreciate it. I'll start building it up. Any suggestions? Alright, and Kuro comes through again. Okay, let's start running. We don't really want to drag too far behind here, because Dimates. Okay, Dimates it is. These guys are gonna blow through these monsters fairly quickly, and I'd really like to get the XP. How far are we? Oh man, we got a long ways to go. But every game helps, right? And now that we've got Kuro on board, I'm sure that our character is going to be buffed through the roof. We'll actually be able to attack, and we won't be dying every other shot. Dimates. I've been feeding most of my mags trimates, but I guess when they're growing, you really want to make sure that you feed them the right thing. After they've grown, there's really nothing you can do. You can just kind of upkeep the synchro. So that's good to know. So I'll feed it Dimates until its first evolution, and then I'll check in with Kuro again just to see what else I should be feeding it. But maybe it's Dimates from this point forward. Who knows? I know that I've ruined a couple of mags in the past because I didn't really know what I was doing, and I ended up feeding them materials that were building up mind attributes, and obviously mind attributes don't work with this character, but when I first started this character, as everybody knows, I did not really know what I was doing. Oh well. Right. Cool. They're gonna let me unlock that door. Basically, this is a speed run, so we're doing another Endless Nightmare, and the idea is that we're just going to kind of plow through a bunch of enemies, and then at the end where you generally get to the boss, that's going to be completely overwhelmed with enemies, and you just kind of try and survive. The good thing is these both the characters I'm playing with right now seem quite strong, so I anticipate that we'll be quite short work of everything. And who knows, I might even be able to make an impressive run too. But my character is so slow. It's kind of frustrating watching all these enemies die, and I can barely get a shot off, if only because I can't get the timing right. Alright, perfect. So if you've never played PSO before and you just like to watch the videos, I assume some people have some experience with PSO. It's almost a rhythm-based game, especially in terms of attack. So you want to gently tap your attack buttons 3 times, and that'll get off 3 attacks. And depending on your weapon, generally the 3rd attack is the most accurate and most powerful. So it's kind of easy now. It's sort of second nature because I've been doing it for so long, but there are times where you just fall out of phase with the rhythm, and your attacks are only single attacks, or if the enemy attacks you before you can complete pushing the button, what'll end up happening is it just kind of throws you off, and then your natural instinct is to continue on with the original rhythm, and if you can't start a new rhythm kind of on the fly, you'll just end up not attacking anything. Alright, perfect. And as you all know, these lilies, the biggest pain in the ass about them is they have instant death attacks. Right, so I would like to equip my Dreamcast mag, but unfortunately it's at 0 right now, and it's gonna be it might not be the best time, because with this particular quest, the Endless Nightmare, you really want to be on your game, and to start trying to build up a mag in Endless Nightmare is probably not the best idea. But we'll do it next time we do an easier run. We have a little bit more time to breathe. This is going to be a quick game, quick quest. Hopefully it'll end well. I know that if you die, it kind of impacts your stats, and that'll impact the outcome of what you get. So actually, while Kuroheim's here, I should probably ask him a question about which quest we go to use the photon points. So, Kuro, what quest did we play to use our photon points to upgrade weapons? And look at that. While I was typing this Garen shop, okay. Okay, cool. I thought it was Vega. Alright, so that's good to know. So it was the Garen shop, but I went to Vega last time with that group of people, and that's probably where it caused all the confusion. Alright. So we're going back for some reason. Okay, I see. Now we open up that door. And let's take out these guys. So maybe what we'll do then, if we have a moment, we can go to the Garen shop and we can try and upgrade, you know, at least our, maybe our Heaven Punisher. Because I don't know if that has any ruins attributes, any dark attributes. And those would be useful because with the Heaven Punisher, of course, it's most powerful in the ruins because it's extremely dark against, or strong rather, against dark enemies. So it'd be nice to get an extra 30% on those attacks, in addition to some of the other quests that we do as well. And since we've maxed out our photon points, we really have nothing to lose at this point. Alright. Where did it... Okay, they're still bursting, so... And as you can already tell, these enemies are... There's significantly more enemies here than I'm used to seeing in this particular level. I can't remember how this particular Endless Nightmare quest ends. I'm not sure if... Come on, cut it out. I'm not sure if this ends up in that large arena type area where there's virtually nowhere to go. It's just a big open space. There's really nowhere to hide or anything like that. But regardless, we've got a pretty strong team, so I think wherever we end up, it's probably going to be a fairly simple extermination process. We're just going to kind of barrel through these enemies and get whatever reward there is. Now, the good thing about playing with Kuroheim also is that they know all of the secrets, or at least quite a few of them that I don't know. So maybe Kuroheim will have some insight into what kind of added sort of secret quests and side quests there are in this particular game. So I don't think I've ever seen any side quests in the Endless Nightmare. Ah, okay, so you're on Discord. That's good to know. The PSO Discord. I'm such an old man when it comes to using Skype. Okay, so let's take these guys out. I've been invited to this Discord numerous times, and I just have never gotten around to it, so... I probably should. I've been invited so many times, I should really do it someday. Alright, let's keep moving forward. Area map. go this way. Yeah, they do shoot faster, but this particular S rank weapon in Ultimate has definitely been my most effective weapon in quite some time. This is a weapon that Kuroheim traded me for the launcher. The launcher was pretty good, but I did find that it really wasn't as effective as I'd like. Now, the good thing with the launcher is you can do mass attacks, but obviously with the S-rank weapon I'm currently using, the shot attack, it hits so many more enemies, and I'm not really in a place at the moment where my character is strong enough to hit individual enemies effectively, so using this just to tag until I can build up some of the attributes of my character. Now it's the mag that's really holding me back at this point. I've really got to start treating my mag much nicer now. That said, I've ignored it for so long. It's probably, yeah, see, 18%. Like, it's not a happy mag. But we will do well with the Dreamcast one. So if you haven't seen the Dreamcast mag before, it's pretty cool actually. It looks like a Dreamcast. I'm not sure what it evolves into actually. Yeah, I've heard that. So let's see if they're under Kuroheim on Discord. Are you Kuroheim on Discord? I think the first time I got invited was a player that used to play quite regularly, Scary Red. I don't believe they play as much or at all anymore. I haven't seen them on. Perfect. I'll take a look. Alright, so we should probably check out that Discord thing. Maybe I can even put it into the stream if everybody's cool with that and give it a try. Okay, so I'm at 98 as well. So, oh, here we go, 100. Let's try and chill these guys out. Haha, like my pun. I don't know why the camera is choosing to focus this way. It's a little bit frustrating because you get such a low angle, you can't really see what's going on. Alright, cool. Looks like, nope, Kuroheim wasn't able to take it out yet. Alright, cool. I took it out. Finally. Now, I'm not 100% sure if... Because I know in the last game we played, I believe we were supposed to unlock something using a series of... Oh, shit. A series of different pads, but I don't think we actually found the right pads in time, so it makes me wonder if... possibly we missed something. Alright, sounds good. Let's just do that then. I did not know that they will instantly die if you use a damage trap, but that's good to know in the future. Yeah, I probably should start using the star atomizers. The only reason I stopped was because it was boosting some of the mine stats on it, but I guess it really doesn't matter. My mag's already maxed out anyway. It's not going to level up any further. But yes, you're right. I should probably, and everybody's told me to use star atomizers. For whatever reason, I went back to Trimates, but I'm not building that mag anymore. The mag is built. All I want to do is keep it sort of in homeostasis, but wants to be a particular thing. There we go, blew it up. Okay, so let's take these guys out. And as per suggestion, did we feed it yet? Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. Let's give it the star atomizers. Oh, and we beat the quest. Cool. Okay, so maybe while we're here, we'll go to the Garen as well. Alright, let's just follow our teammates, and maybe we will upgrade our weapon while we're thinking about it. Anything we can use? Nope. Oh, we can use trimates. And is this where our partner went? It appears so. Okay. Well, now that we're using star atomizers again. Oh, cool. Weapon bone badge. And we do have a couple of badges, and what you do is after you do the Endless Nightmare, you can go to that NPC close to where the bank is, and they can make you a special weapon if you have the right combination of badges. But my badges are kind of all over the place right now, so I don't think I'll be able to do too much. Okay, so in the interim, let's see if we can get some star atomizers. Nothing, but we do need a escape doll. And do we need to sell anything too while we're here? No, we are good. Okay, cool. So let's just go to the bank in the meantime and unload that very interesting Dreamcast mag that Kuro gave us, as well as any extra Meseta, just to say we did, and we'll unload that bone badge as well. And then next game we'll try and build up that that Dreamcast one. So let's unload that guy. Ah, very cool. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Let's go talk to the person in the guild. Yeah, Draven, it's gotta be like 5:30 a.m. where you are right now. Okay, cool. Alright, so we've got 32 photon points that we were not able to use. That's okay. Good game, Draven. See you later. Thanks for the quest. Cool. Well, let's save our character as well. Save one. We got all sorts of cool stuff. No prob. I have to sign off as well. I have to get up early in the AM. Kuro, are you on tomorrow? Later, Draven. Is Kuroheim still on the ship? Oh, there they are, right there. Cool. Sounds good. I have to get up at 5:30 a.m. so I'm off for now. Thanks for all the help. I'll try out Discord and see if I can find you. Yes, Discord. Sorry, I'm thinking of the record label. All right, cool. Good game. Good game. Night. All right, sweet. So let's log off. All right. Well, it's good to see you back. Perfect. All right, let's quit now that we're all saved. Actually, let's just say one last goodbye later. And now we'll quit. Awesome. Okay, cool. So let's make sure that that saves properly. And everything looks good. Right on. Okay, well, that was a really good game. It was kind of short, but at least we were able to do a couple of the Endless Nightmare quests. We got that new Dreamcast mag, which I'm really interested to check out, but clearly we couldn't use it in that particular setting because everything was just so frantic and fast-paced. But I will, as suggested by Kuro, beat it Dimates, and I will start using the star atomizers for current mag I have, because yeah, it doesn't make any sense. What am I thinking? Like, it's not going to upgrade any more levels, so why am I worried if the mind attributes are raised? So that's my bad. I just really wasn't thinking through. But yeah, it's good to know. That's why I love having this group here on the YouTube channel, and the people in game. Everybody's just really helpful. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, I really appreciate it, and I will see you again later. Anyways, take care.